everyone, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. So I don't know if you caught the new release that was out on the 15th of November, but it was all about things that are homey: couches, houses, bookshelves, cats, scratching posts, just everything. All the things that you would need and find around your home. And I fell in love with this old school telephone. It is called Phone Home over in the Cutfile shop, and it is just the cutest little thing I have ever seen. And it was 100% perfect for these gorgeous pictures I have of my little man working, in inverted commas, at his desk at daycare. It's actually a funny story. I texted Virginia and I was like, mate, can you do me a phone? I really need a telephone for my little man's photos. Like maybe one of those old school phones would be awesome. She, without a minute of a lie, texts me back and was like, I literally just drew one. I'm like, what? She has this sixth sense, Virginia. I tell you, this is the third time this has happened when I've asked her for a cut file and she's like, oh yeah, that's coming out in the next release. Anyway, was I happy or was I happy? So the minute this cut file was released, I was all over it. And I am using the Hey Hello collection from Pebbles, and it was just perfect for documenting the super cuteness that is this photo, or these photos. I fussy cut the little flowers, and actually I don't think those flowers are from Hey Hello. I think they're from something else. If you know, pop it in the description box down below. I have no idea. I apologize. I cut off the branding strip. But I love it. I just love this cut file. So I actually cut it on cream, which is totally out of my comfort zone. I never usually mix cream and whites, but if you know me, you will have heard me say I'm trying to embrace the cream and the white and just, who cares, mate? It's no big deal. And I actually really like it in this layout. I think it really adds to the phone being in a cream color, I guess because it's a bit retro, but I really like it. And if you watched my gumboot layout a couple of weeks back, you will know that this cream paper is actually from my mother's wedding invitations. She found them. They're all left over. There's like 100 pieces of this leftover cream paper in 8 by 10 maybe is the size. And Mum's been married for over 40 years now, so I just feel like this paper is too good to waste. It's super thick and it's just lush. So I'm going to be using it in bits and bobs. I think I might even use it to mat some photos as well, because I think that's going to be a really good way to use it. But anyway, moving on. So I was a little bit worried that the white in this layout, the white background, was a bit too stark, was a bit too, whoa, that's white. And I had to play around with different pattern papers, but nothing really worked. So I just decided I'm going to do it. And of course I'm going to add splatters. So hopefully once I put those splatters on, it's kind of going to tone it down a little bit and not make it seem so in your face. I really wanted this little black and white sort of sprig sticker on my page, but I just could not figure out where to put it. But I managed it in the end. There was also this super cute tag that I wanted to get on my page as well that says, I think it says thinking of you or call you later, it might even say. So something that was really worked for the layout. And it was in navy blue, which is the same color as what my son is wearing in the photograph. But the rest of the layout didn't really speak of navy blue, and so it stood out like a sore thumb, so I had to pull it off. What I was doing just then is I realized that the double-sided tape I had put around the edge of my white paper to mat, where I'd gutted out the frame, was sticking to the table, so it hadn't actually adhered to the paper, it adhered to the table. So I had to just put some normal sticky tape to cover it over so it would stop being sticky. I've barely used any of these tiny word stickers and decided I'd use the black ones because that Hey You above the photo is black and it's quite dark and it's kind of out there on its own. There's no other black on the page. So I've gone ahead and stuck 2 more word phrases in black. because I think that works. Like that's sort of having your 3 black spots around the page. Then I'm popping on these pink paisley little puffy, they're not puffy really, they're almost enamel glittery hearts because they're gorgeous. And then of course I'll pop on some splatters, and I'm going to call this masterpiece completed. I'm almost out of gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine, which is totally fine because I've got a replacement. But I don't know if you've noticed, but when you get right down to the end, it's actually really hard to splatter, and the splatters come out super, super thin. So I'm tempted to pour it into the next bottle, but they're not the same brand, so I'm worried they might not mix together, but I might do it anyway. Live dangerously. So here is my masterpiece, and as I mentioned, I just love it. So make sure you check that description box down below, because it's going to have a link to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfile shop, a link to this specific cut file, which is called Phone Home, and also a link to the Facebook group. And if you're not a member of the Facebook group, you totally should be, because it's so much fun. There is just daily chats in there. There is layout shares from anyone and everyone. So much inspiration coming out from in there. There's a monthly challenge that if you join that and you are the winner, you get to set the next challenge and also request a specific cut file that will be given out for free. And then there are also the free cut files that Virginia gives out every month. So definitely worth doing. What I just splattered on then was Heidi Swap Colour Shine in blush, but I've actually added a little bit of picked raspberry Distress Oxide ink refill into it to make it a little bit darker. And for me, it's a much nicer colour. So that's just a little tip. So thank you so much for watching. There was a lot of information just spouted at you in a really fast way. So I hope you were able to catch on to all that. And I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.